Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on The Casey Malone Show.
Today I prepare your new family favorite, Chateau Giuseppe. And Councilman Mike Ray takes me on a Youngstown urban safari. But first, it's now available on Amazon. Mafia Ties. Well, right now we're at the Chrisman Room inside Stambaugh Auditorium, where John Wilson does production as his day job. And you may have heard of Mafia Ties, which is a series that is about to appear on Amazon Prime. And John is the author of this series and also appears in it. Now, you say it started out as a movie.
Yes.
But it was bogged down with so many twists and turns that would have been epic.
Yes,
it would have been Gone with the Wind.
Yes, seriously. Youngstown, we have so many stories and everything is so deep here. I think that the roots of Youngstown has been waiting to blossom for so long, so I had to go inside the garden of Youngstown and dig everything up and, make sure everything was correct. And what really happened actually is when my partner, James, when we first started, he said, we need to have our business really locked down. This is really serious when you come into this business. And I was like, okay, well, I'm about my business. So I did a lot of research. Yes. So I did a lot of research and I did like a lot of seminars and just went through seeing what the distribution was like.
Yes.
And then I found a really good distributor that I wanted to work with, and we sat and we talked. I went to a few seminars with him and I liked where he was going, and then he said, hey, let's make a deal. And I went along with it, so here we are.
James Wheatman is the director of photography, the man behind the camera, and working with John here at Stambaugh. You're just talking and he says, man, I've got this script.
Yeah,
and did he just let you read it and you were blown away? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. It was one of those, one of those moments of fate where I was just offhand talking about what it is I do outside of Stambaugh, and he overheard, and we started talking, and he said, hey, I got this script, and I wanted to do something with it. Do you think you'd be interested? And one thing led to another, and it avalanched at this point, and here we are.
How is Youngstown as a character in this series? Because really, it's a big part of it.
It's just that, it's a character. Honestly, it has its own personality. It has sights and sounds that you don't get anywhere else. I mean, you find things in Youngstown, people in Youngstown. The people, by far, are the number one thing that makes Youngstown, Youngstown.
You've done other films
in that.
So this is the first one that is going to be out there on the market.
But yeah, this is the biggest thing, the biggest commercial film production I have ever worked on. I've done advertising and marketing work before, but this is definitely the first creative project that is really to this
it's
stature.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon
isn't
Prime.
that just
unreal.
Amazing?
Oh, absolutely, blown away. I just couldn't believe when me and John were talking that that's what we decided to do. It's a great platform for independent filmmakers. I mean, it's absolutely the springboard for a lot of good things.
Well, one of the crime families in Mafia Ties is the Vercelli family. This is Tony, Marie the child, and Marie the mom. And have you done much acting?
I've been doing it about 2 years, off and on, yeah.
And how did you get this gig?
I just saw it on a Facebook group post.
So you showed up for the audition?
Well, I submitted a headshot.
Mobster's daughter. How is that? Do you have to do any of this criminal activity in your character?
No, I don't.
Jennifer Jackson plays Big Mother Marie, wife here of Tony. And how much acting do you have?
I've been acting full-time for about a year now.
And how is this gig? I mean, can you guys believe you're going to be on Amazon Prime?
No, I can't believe it. I'm still in awe. Everything's been happening so fast, but I'm super excited. And to play this character, it's different. It's different from the other things that I've been doing. So I'm excited. I'm excited about how my character develops.
Other members of the Vercelli family are Rosalia and Uncle Vincent. And Rosalia is Nicole Leonard. And you have a very nice presence.
Thank you.
You play the sister of the Riccelli brothers.
Yes, I do. Don't let my presence fool you, because I'm pretty mean. Tough
Are
as
you?
nails in the
Are
series.
you tough in that series?
I am.
Are you enjoying the heck out of this role?
I am loving it.
You definitely have, you are a perfect character actor for Mobster. And you said you've had many parts.
Yes, I did Sopranos. I did mob movie with Eric Roberts. I did the Youngstown, Pittsburgh mob movie, and I used to work for the mob.
Yes. Oh, okay. That's great. So you have real
Right.
experience. You play Little John.
Yep,
Who is John. So when they do flashbacks,
I'm the main character there.
you are the main character. And what kind of acting chops do you have here? Have you done a lot of acting?
Not too much, no. I've been in little plays here and there. Not something like this, though.
Now you have a very big pivotal role in this. You are one of the top
Yes.
dogs, huh?
Well, I don't know about top dogs, but I've earned what they call the Code of Honor and have been grafted into the family. I've been with the family for about 25 years.
And you run a pretty big enterprise.
Yes, I'm a numbers runner for them.
Okay. Have you ever played this kind of character before?
Not this kind of character. I'm basically a singer, actor. I'm more stage. I've done some film, some TV, and I'm usually very nice, and I still am.
And when is our drop date? When are we going to have the big premiere?
We really wanted to have it in the end of August, but we've been so swamped and we're still promoting, we're still doing so many. We didn't expect this project to explode the way it did with the community, a lot of business and people, sponsors. It just blew up magically right in front of our face. So we're behind schedule just a little bit, but we'll be on in September. Like we said, August, September, we told everybody we'll be there. We really wanted to show people we were really serious and we really wanted to help Youngstown and be a driving force with, bringing back the community. So we wanted to let these first 3 episodes resonate on everybody. And so that we're here. We're actually here and we're actually doing big Hollywood things for our community and
Are you
look
going
out
to go
for us.
Hollywood? You're going to stay here? Where are you going?
I don't think we're going to go Hollywood. No.
James?
I think we really want to turn this coast. I think we have the power with this project to turn this coast into a miniature Youngstown Hollywood and start having Hollywood actually look over here at us and wonder what's going on this coast. So that's our objective.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Well, we are here at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery, and I am with Rude the Dude. And let me tell you, there is no place I'd rather be than this patio. It is beautiful. Sunday Fun Day is every day.
Well, yeah, Casey, winter's almost over, so the patio season is coming. We have one of the biggest patios in Boardman. Every Saturday, live entertainment. Other special events that we do, we have a car cruise every Wednesday, taking up the whole lot. It's a great event, a lot of beautiful cars. Our farm to table menu, we still support local ingredients, local products, meat and cheese local. We also have our happy hour, Monday through Friday, half off all 41 craft beers on tap.
And a lot of local
and
beers
tons
there
of local
too.
beer, tons of local beers. But it's just a great time to come out and enjoy Magic Tree.
The living is easy at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for over 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may face. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court, and remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at elizabethbernardlaw.com.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service, independent insurance agency. We work with several insurance companies to offer you choices for your insurance needs. We'll find the right product at the right price. Personal, business, farm, life. Trust Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important, we'll take care of the details. Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
R&S Paint is a locally owned paint store and not a paint department. Inspiration comes easy when choosing exciting Benjamin Moore colors and finish. Over 3,400 vibrant and durable colors are yours at R&S Paint.
Well, today I'm going to make something that everybody is going to love. And it is so easy. I don't understand how I didn't think of this sooner. Little background story. I'm at a tribe game. Before the game, Ken and I go to get a bite to eat. And on the appetizer menu is something called meatball sliders. So we order them, and all it was sloppy joes. But they didn't even taste like meatballs. So I'm like, these kind of stink. I will not tell you the name of the restaurant. And I said, you know, this would be so easy to make. So when I got home, I made my own little recipe, and I think it is delicious. It is easy, very few ingredients. And in honor of the Italian side, instead of sloppy joes, I am calling them Chateau Giuseppe. You like that? Chateau is sloppy in Italian. So let's go over the ingredients list. You are going to absolutely love these. They're so easy and way easier than making actual meatball sandwiches. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of meatball mix, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 cups of your favorite tomato sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/4 cup of fresh basil cut into ribbons, a package of slider buns or sliced Italian bread, grated Parmesan cheese or sliced sharp provolone cheese. Of course, I'm a huge fan of garlic. And even though there's garlic in my meatball mix, I want to make sure I have enough. So I've warmed this olive oil over medium heat, and now I'm going to take the 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced, and I am just going to cook this for a few minutes until it's golden. And now I'm going to add the meatball mix to the pan. And it's just like ground beef, so you just keep breaking it up. You want it to brown all the way through, and you want it to get crumbly. So just keep breaking it up as it cooks. And I'm not doing this over high, I'm doing this over medium, so it'll cook properly. Well, as you can see, there's hardly any fat or grease from this meatball mix. And it's all broken up nicely, so it'll be easy to serve. And now I just add sauce. And I'm gonna mix this up. See, it's just like a sloppy joe. It'll get thickened up as it mixes up with the meat. And it's a good time to add the oregano. Now again, if you like your sauce just the way it is, but I always like to kick it up a little bit of a notch and add some more flavorings to it. So we'll just let this cook down and thicken up a little bit. It'll just be a few more minutes. And then we'll top it with some fresh basil. So it really pops. Well, after just a few minutes, this has really thickened up nicely. I love fresh basil in anything Italian. So I chopped off some fresh basil, and I'm just gonna stir this through because I don't wanna lose any of that fresh flavor. Turn this off and just mix this through, and this is ready to serve. Well, how easy was that? It tastes just like a meatball sandwich. But you didn't have to worry about all the baking and rolling. That is so good. Now, I think with Sloppy Joe's or my Chateau Giuseppe, I think a beer is in order. Sorry, Italians. I know Peroni, a lot of you like it, but I'm more with the Mexican beers. I think a nice Modelo goes well with this. Cold, crisp. This is delicious. Italian bread, I toasted my little slider, or whatever you want to put it on, hoagie bun, but this is a great recipe. So go to my website, caseymalonесhow.com, and look for my Chateau Giuseppe's. You're gonna love it. Italian Sloppy Joe's. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
I am blessed with a wonderful husband. He's stuck with me through thick and thin, and he's a fantastic father. So when he needed long-term care, not just any place would do, we did our research. Everyone said, trust the name you know, Briarfield. With all those locations, there's always one close. That made it easy for me and the kids to visit more often, Briarfield.
Trust the name you know, Briarfield. Proudly serving the Valley for over 20 years.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Selling engagement rings never gets old. It's love.
It's a huge on-taping because they're going to wear that ring probably forever, but if they're not going to wear it forever, they're going to pass it down to somebody.
Our rings will hold a lifetime, and we want to make sure it does. We stand by every single thing that we sell. I believe I can find the perfect ring. I really try to get them exactly what she would want.
And to just be a little part of that is really, it warms your heart inside.
Get real, get Kamara.
I'm here with Youngstown Councilman Michael Ray, and we are about to embark on the urban tour. Is that a good way to call it?
Yeah,
or
we call it the safari, but I mean, it is a tour, and that's what it kind of started. It started out as exploration.
Yes, it's like hidden Youngstown. And these are all properties owned by the city of Youngstown that have become overgrown, are now dormant. And what spurred your interest in going through all these old properties?
We were doing a neighborhood cleanup on the west side with the Rocky Ridge Neighborhood Association, and I had my Jeep out and the doors off, and it was spring day, and three of the people that were there have planning backgrounds. They're urban planners, and they said, there's some spots in the city we just, you'd be amazed to see. So I said, let's go. We just jumped in, and I'd never been back on this trail, which is an old rail line, and it was so overgrown. And we had to inch our way through. And then I started learning about some of that history, and it kind of pieced together. I mean, we'll go as far out to the east side and the roads that we closed and part of the 2010 plan to, right size the city. We have all these things, and there's just hidden stuff we drive by every day that we don't realize what used to go on there.
Well, we went on this tour last year. Mike took my husband and I, it is fascinating because it really deals with the old industry. And, the rail cars, as you said, it was the old railway line. And the line is still there.
Yeah, there's remnants, the pieces of this rail line, and it's my understanding it was about 12 miles long, and it went from Camel into Youngstown, and the mills together built that. It was a raised rail line, so they could move the molten steel between plants.
And I just think it's so interesting. When we go back, Bill, get ready, because we are going to get some amazing shots. And this is all part of our city, but honestly, you do feel like you are in a jungle. So this still is in perfect shape.
I mean, this structure is very massive. It held, rail cars full of molten steel. The I-beam underneath the center is as wide as this vehicle. So.
Now, Michael, this looks pretty overgrown.
It is, but I will tell you, the first time we came through here, no one had ever driven back here in years. So it was virtually impassable. We inched along, and there were some small trees, and we had a crowbar with us. That's all we had. Okay. We were banging up, beating to that, and just inched. I had no idea, not being an experienced off-roader, what the Jeep could handle.
So this is ground zero for the city of Youngstown. This is where it started.
This is Spring Commons, and you'll have a shot over there. The spring is still there. It's concreted over, and water still pours out continually. And that's where the first settlers and John Young, they came here to this spot because of there was a clearing here, and the spring was here.
And it flows right into the Mahoning River.
Yep. The bridge is above us, but Mahoning Avenue was much lower then. I mean, it would have been at this level. Here where we are, the street was lower.
And there was a lot of flooding back then. I mean, isn't that why they had to keep
I believe that was probably one
it?
of the factors, definitely.
Because the Mahoning River probably was a lot more active back in the day. But this is so interesting down here.
And it's funny, even when this low spot we are here, you can still see Home Savings up there. The Home Savings building is a beacon. You can probably see it for most of the spots we go to.
So right now we're underneath the Market Street Bridge. And the access way was called
Pike Street.
And this used to, when the Market Street Bridge wasn't in existence, Pike was used.
You would come down that way and go to Oak Hill, and then cross the river down that way.
On the lower bridge.
Yeah.
On the Spring Common Bridge.
Right.
And now if you could see way far to that would be what? The north end of the bridge. Underneath is where the access is going to be from Cavelli over to the soon-to-be-built amphitheater. Now you have an excellent idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if we did have expanded our park department and put a zip line so you could just zip from this side down across the river and across the rail lines. I mean, that'd probably take multiple approvals, Army Corps Engineer, Department of Transportation. But I think that would be unique, having urban zip lines right here, going right across where the heart of the steel, industry was at one time.
I mean, because you have the height.
We do.
And I mean, I think the views would be absolutely beautiful over the river.
The view's amazing, and it'd be a way that we could engage with the river, because we can't do anything riverfront exactly because of the rail lines. We have active rail lines. There's 3 sets of tracks right below us here on this side of the river, and there's a few on the other side of the river.
So what would the access point then? We would have to get a road.
Well, we have this road here. We have this right of way. This is the rail line. This is that same raised rail line we were on off of Pike Street.
So we would just have to develop it a little bit.
Right.
And get a ticket booth.
Yeah. We are on a closed road, part of Lincoln Park.
Now, was this from Oak Street? Did this used to be an entrance in?
This was an entrance in. As infrastructure ages, we do, take it out of service just because it's too much to maintain. But there is some neat spots down here. There's some old bridges that were WPA projects. This road used to go through. We are under 422 here. So this was a public use pool at one time. A little swampy now, but
yeah, a little algae issue.
Right, but
so this used to be
a pool,
a public swimming area.
Yeah. And if we look at the atlas when we get back, I could show you the pages where it was, Lincoln Park Pool. Wow.
All right, well, the Urban Jungle Jeep Tour, we had to hike this one.
Right.
One of the furthest points out in Lincoln Park, and as you can see, Lincoln Park is one of our oldest city parks, is like Mill Creek. And you can see the deteriorating concrete bridge, but this is so picturesque back here.
This is beautiful. I mean, we talk about Mill Creek Park, but this is right in the city limits, several, acres of land with these old bridges, but I mean, they're in disrepair, but there's still so many neat spots to see. I encourage folks to come out, drive down into Lincoln Park.
And hike.
I mean, yep.
Because we really do have many resources, and I don't know how we're going to be able to keep up with the upkeep on all of this parkland that the city owns.
Right, and part of that I think is making part of this more of a preserve, letting it be natural, but having paths and ways for people to come and enjoy this.
And if you like to hike, just come on over to the east side, enter Lincoln Park, right through Lincoln Park Drive, and you could just walk 4 miles and you will see the wonders and the splendor right here in the city of Youngstown.
Yep.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.